don't have an intro. I had an intro, but it was too big to add on to StreamYard. I didn't feel like going back into Premiere Pro to do it again. So this is it.
Wait. I'm me. They're them.
I was about to get
You're
to
like
that.
Braille, because when we speak, you feel us.
Welcome to EPAP. I'm me, they're them, we're us, and together we are the YouTube equivalent of Braille because when people hear us, they feel us. All right, Stu, Punk, already failed once already. That's what marks against you.
Bro, that ain't there is no coordination coming from me tonight. I'm like 10 seconds in the past, still processing what you said.
Sure. I like this guy already.
That's gonna make tonight interesting.
So tonight we're without Lil Chad, which means I will be reading the story, and also I invited a lot of people to showed up. Quarter Black was supposed to be here, but like I've already known from our last meetup, he's an asshole. But we brought in two people that are better, not as known as Quarter Black, but they're funnier and more talented.
Was there a question mark on that?
You know, I have started trying to go as Quarter White Waddle because, you know, just saying.
I'm just sitting I'm also sitting here going all right, how many people are in chat? How did you just insulted my fucking game, man.
I did. I said you're better than Quarter Black Garrett.
No, it's just they're not as well known. It's I'm almost at 100K. I feel pretty good. I'm not big, but damn, man.
It was meant to be a shot at Quarter Black.
Understood.
For not showing up.
And you really don't have to worry about it. There's 4 people in chat, and they're
So you think I'm not looking at it, but I know the girlfriend is. Anyway, so tonight this is episode 5 of Matapap. Every paragraph a pause. It usually turns into every sentence a pause. But first, as always, we have to do the mailbag. And boy, do we have some voicemails. Nobody ever really sends us emails. It's all voicemails. But if you have any questions or comments or complaints, you can email us at madcheesemo@gmail.com or call the number 726-610-5357. It's on the screen, so you didn't have to remember what I just said. Anyway,
write it down. Write that down.
I forgot to write it down. I actually want to call it.
I'll be emailing some complaints after this.
Mailbag time.
Oh, the mailbag's lit tonight. Voices from the void, out of sight. We reply to your DMs and your calls. Let's see what's up in these digital halls. No
No cap is right.
That chick looks like Ludacris with big tits.
You going for that #1 spot?
Who made the mailbag song? That was amazing.
I did. Yeah,
that was amazing.
You know how many songs I made for you, Stu?
Oh no, you did, and I meant to actually listen to them, and I literally just keep forgetting. I'm so sorry.
They were beautiful, Stu.
They were very.
I came
nice.
in you, and you came on the floor.
What?
The Hangover.
Oh.
The lady boy.
Let's get to the first voice message is from a old favorite, Steve.
Yo, hey guys, it's me, Big Daddy Steve. That's my new rap name because I figured since Mad's in the rap and he's yet to even allow me to be a guest on the show, maybe if I showed him my MC skills, he'll be like, oh shit, that's Steve, he for real, he lit, or what have you. Don't want to give it away too much though. But here we go. I'll give you a sample. In a one, wait, not a one and two. What did they do? What? Yeah. Turn it up in my headphone. Especially the left one. Yo, check it. My name is Steve and can't nobody fuck with me because I'm better than all those dweebs. Better than I am for sure at the very least. Yeah, word to your mother. Nailed it. Anyway, this is Steve. So I'll be dropping my new single, Better Than Imp, coming out soon. Just wait till it hits that track. Mixtape and one. What? Boom. Where's the end button? How do I? Oh shit! Hold on, because I was looking at like what I have written when I did it, so I'm not in the thing where you hang up the call.
Steve sounds like Ludacris with big tits.
Always a pleasure. Oh boy, I almost ended it. Went too far up.
Would that have been a loss?
Yes, because we wouldn't have been able to hear the next voicemail we have. Excited to hear this one.
This is Officer Reen Tambo, badge number 1337. I'm an active member of SWAT, a detective in both the public and private sectors, police sniper, certified police negotiator, and I never negotiate with criminals or anyone else. Let me just get one thing out of the way up front. I don't like you, Mad. I don't like your panelist or your chat either. I don't like the way you're talking about the Count. Thanks to Count Dante's training, I'm a master of all martial arts styles, some of which you've never even heard of because they're now banned in 240 countries. I'm best known for my mystery of flying rabbit style and proficiency in improvised weapons. The only thing I never mastered was the sword, because after what happened, I came to understand that it's a coward's weapon. Real men use guns, or nunchucks, or shovels, or even inflatable hammers. Anyway, I owe all my skills and my skills. I owe all my skills to my training under the Count and subsequent participation in blood tournaments at dojos. Sure, my face got slammed against the concrete a few times, but the pizza was always well cooked. Cooked to perfection. So you didn't need all your teeth to chew it. It's thanks to the Count Dante pushing me that I can kill a bull with my bare hands. And up until recently, that's exactly what I did multiple times every Tuesday night. I will not allow you to make a joke out of Dante's legacy with your clever jokes and sarcastic quips. Straighten up and fly right, or I'm coming for you. And what happened at the Green Dragon Society's Black Cobra Hall will look like an ice cream social compared to what I do to you. You don't want to see my poison hand death strike. Tambo out.
It's funny
Does that
how the
fall
longer
under
that
complaints? Sorry, Stuart.
No, it's funny. The longer that went on, the less cool he got. Like at the beginning, I was like, "Yeah, this guy's so fucking cool," and then he's like, "Oh, he's still going, huh?"
What are you talking about? That guy sounded awesome.
That sounds about right for Reen Tambo.
There was a lot of insider information you would have to understand most of that.
Yeah, you would have to listen to the last episode to get a lot of that.
And watched us play Party Animals for the past year and a half, and a few other things.
Oh, he sounds like Ben Stiller. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Kinda.
All right.
He identified the voice.
He did. Yeah, so that was one of Count Dante's students, which means he's probably in his 60s. Just saying.
Yeah, but it's in rabbit years.
In rabbit years? Yeah, I did catch up on the rabbit part of it. All right. Red leather, yellow leather. I should have done this before we started. Heath Ledger, Dane Judy Dents. Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter, so Betty bought better butter to make the bitter butter better. Boom. Anybody else?
Nope.
All right. Here we go. Thanks everybody for participating.
Remember what I mentioned about coordination?
I'm not asking you to do flips and shit.
We on a boat?
No, it was the plane that flipped yesterday, punk.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Canadian. Dolphins. I'm still an aquatic animal, and for some reason, I know. Side note: all this push for SNL 50 and all the YouTube pushing, all the digital shorts that Andy Samberg did once that made them almost relevant has kind of been on my feed lately. So I apologize. I'll try to get current.
You missed the aquatic episode 2 episodes ago.
Yeah. Just to catch you guys up, there was a scientist who wanted to teach dolphins English so that we could communicate with them, so we can communicate with aliens, and he ended up getting one of his assistants to jerk it off. Whole thing.
Dolphins only speak English when they get a hand job.
Yeah.
Or they're on copious amounts of LSD.
Yes, he did.
That was a different experiment. That wasn't part of the English experiment.
That's how they thought they would talk to start with. She only gave it the hand job because she was scared it was going to try to penetrate her.
Well, and then she fell in love.
She did.
So did Peter.
Then she left.
Dolphin. All right. Well, tonight's story. Here we go. John Richard Brinkley was a poor mountain man who practiced medicine in North Carolina and served as a medic for the Confederate Army during the Civil War. I don't know why I went so southern with it. I guess it's because
Started
he's
off as a
southern.
loser, huh?
That's Confederate Ken. He returns.
Yeah, the Confederacy shall rise again. Brinkley was a true mountain doctor, having, quote, read medicine, but with no formal training. So that's what made him a doctor. He read medicine.
Oh.
As one does back in the day.
Yeah, you read the labels and you're like, I got this. Under 3, ask a doctor.
It says take 2 every 4 hours. Easy.
Do not
I can
exceed 10
administer
in
that.
24 hours.
I bet they still gave 800 milligrams of ibuprofen back then. Or what was it, Slender?
It's 800 milligrams, but you can double up if it's hurting still.
Yeah. But let's see. He married Sarah T. Mingus. That's a horrible last name. Mingus. After some time, Sarah's cousin, who was also named Sarah, moved into the house. She was 24. John started banging her. Sarah, too, became pregnant. What?
Sarah, too?
Yeah, because there's 2 of them, so you got to separate them.
Oh, this is before 2.0 was a thing. Just 2.
Oh, I could have done that. Sarah 2.0 became pregnant and gave birth to John Romulus Brinkley out of Redlock.
Romulus, good middle name.
Yeah, that's a good middle name, yep. When John was just 5, his mother, Sarah 2.0, died of pneumonia and tuberculosis. She was a longer.
Pneumonia?
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
We're not doing this word thing, all right? Chad was supposed to be here to read.
Well,
Right,
you
you're
say
closer
we're
to
not
Jumanji.
doing this word thing, but we're doing this word thing.
There's been at least 10 mispronunciations in the past, what,
Hasn't
paragraph?
been one.
Oh.
His Aunt Sarah, or his Aunt Sarah, and Dad moved to a home near the Tuckahawkee River.
Say that again?
Tuckahawkee River.
Okay.
When John Romulus Brinkley was 10 years
Not
old,
like Vermilion?
his dad died a little bit. So John's
So
now 10.
Now he's stuck with Sarah 1, who's his aunt.
Yes. John attended a one-room log cabin school for 3 to 4 months a year. He finished his studies at 16 and began to work as a roving railroad telegrapher. I don't know what that
His
is.
dad did not read the medicine very well.
To be fair, yeah. Well, I don't know how he died. That would have been neat to have known. I should have looked that
Well, he
up.
also let Sarah 2 die.
Well, she was a lunger.
Yeah. Should have moved her to Glenwood Springs.
Oh, yeah, where the air is nicer for the lungs.
Yeah.
Well, the P
Just like
was
the dog.
silent, even though it, never mind. Okay.
What?
The P was silent for the pneumonia. But it obviously did its job if you got Romulus out of it, right?
It was one of those silent P's where when it's done, it just goes, well, no, then it would be silent.
That's when you aim for the bowl instead of the water. You're trying to do the stealth pee.
Well, I mean, there's always a cough
Yeah.
for pneumonia.
You aim for the water at times?
If I need to wake somebody up.
I mean, I usually aim for
I
the
thought you
water
just had to get
'cause it's
joyful to
easy.
do that.
Trying to be quiet. If you're trying to be sneaky, you aim for like the side of the bowl so that it kind of hits and slides down into the water and doesn't make the splashy sound.
Yeah, I thought that was the norm.
That's not the norm.
No,
Why
man,
would
if
you
you wanna
not aim
show
for
off-
center mass?
Right? Show off in front of your boys. Like,
Splashback.
damn, that's a strong stream.
Splash zone? Yeah.
But you got to be careful at some of our ages where like people are like, oh no, something's wrong with his prostate. Well, no, I'm hitting the bowl too. It's not.
Leave Imp alone. He hasn't even said anything. You don't have to pick on him.
What? John traveled to New York City to work for the Western Union and then to New Jersey in late 1906. Word came that his Aunt Sally was sick. Wait, did they change her name to
I thought it was
Sally?
Sarah.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
I think you changed her name to Sally.
I think I did. This is why Little Chad's the most important part of this. Aunt Sarah was sick and he returned to North Carolina. She died on December 25th, 1906. John was comforted by his former teacher at the log cabin schoolhouse. Oh, Sally, that's who it was. Sally was the teacher who was just a year older than him.
Did he bang
He ended
her
up
too?
marrying her.
Oh, well, yeah,
Apparently.
probably then.
Having not earned enough money as a railroad telegrapher, John decided to become a doctor, like his father sort of was.
Sort of was.
You know, this goes back. I'm sorry, but this goes
No,
back in the
please.
day when they took responsibility for their actions. They just didn't, get the teacher fired and shamed and canceled. You took responsibility.
And that ding says it's time to move on with the story.
Oh, thank God, because I thought we were talking about the story. I zoned out for a second.
That's all right. He's going to become a doctor now.
All right, let's go.
All right. So let's see here. Yep. His medical career began in 1907 when he posed as a Quaker physician in a North Carolina medicine show. There's a lot there. I don't.
So he was an actor.
Yeah, he pretended to be a Quaker physician, which I don't know
And then since he played one on TV or whatever, he's like, I am a real doctor now.
Yes. He and Sally. Oh, no, Imp, go ahead, please.
Medicine show.
Oh,
Dr.
medicine.
Quinn?
You don't know what a medicine show is? Is where all the doctors show up and they're like, here he. Check out my new medicine that will cure blindness.
Oh, snake oil.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of Pete's Dragon. Nobody knows that
I mean,
movie.
if you say it, it must be so.
Yeah, well,
I know the
take your
movie. I
word
just
for
don't.
it.
I don't know. I thought it was a game that you play and it was like cartoon. It was an arcade game, remember?
That was
Dragon's
Dragon's Lair.
Lair.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Sounds like there's dragons in both. I'm right. He and Sally set out traveling and posing as Quaker doctors. I don't know why they have to specify that they're Quaker doctors. As
Maybe
if it
they're
gives them
like
more
the best
credibility.
doctors.
I mean,
Yeah.
in case someone accuses them later, they have to know that they're Quakers and not quacks.
Oh.
But tis.
Maybe that's where the term quacks came from.
Oh, because the Quakers? Yeah.
Yo.
Now I'm trying to find the etymology.
Actually,
I
yeah,
wanna know
no.
the
No, yeah.
sources.
Rabbit hole.
So they posed as Quaker doctors, giving rural towns a medicine show where they sold patent medicine. Next, John worked with a man named Dr. Burke. I doubt he was a doctor. And together they sold virility tonics. That's boner tonics.
Oh, so
Yes.
like ginseng and shit.
Yep. But this wasn't leading to enough money, so John decided to become a real doctor, not a Quaker doctor. He moved to Chicago to attend medical school. Hey, another Chicago guy.
Hmm.
At the
This
time,
seems to be the common denominator for a couple of these guys.
yeah.
What year was this again?
We are in 1908.
Okay.
So you know when medicine was legit before
Yeah.
pharmaceuticals got involved. At the
Or
time,
Pfizer.
yep. At the time, famous education reformer Abram Flexner labeled Chicago's medical schools as, quote, the plague spot of the country. He wasn't a fan.
Oh, okay.
John enrolled in the Bennett School of Electric Medicine.
Eclectic medicine?
Eclectic. Is that how it's pronounced? Eclectic?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Can't see
eclectic.
what you're reading.
Nor should you. Because some of this is phonetic.
I just
I'm a
have to listen to what you say and assume that you're
Motherfucker,
saying
this
it
is
wrong
episode
in a
5. You
consistent
know this.
pattern so that I can tell you what you're supposed to say.
Well, if Chad was here, this wouldn't be an issue, but he has a cold.
Oh.
Unaccredited
He's got
school.
COVID.
Yeah, he does. Electric? How did you say it again?
Eclectic.
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 God dang it, this is going to be a thing. This is all through this fucking thing. Anyway,
It's always
unaccredited
a
school.
thing.
Eclectic practitioners claim to select the most effective forms of medical treatment. Eclectic medicine made use of, oh boy, plants. I'm not even going to try. Remedies, along with other substance in physical therapy practices. So it's those like hippie doctors?
Oh.
Homeopathic.
Yeah, those people.
Yeah, sounds like it.
They're like, ooh, rub this crystal under your arm and you won't smell, or what have you.
Oh.
Would you like an Indian hair tampon?
Sorry, I just saw the private chat. Oh, the voices in the background being heard.
Oh no, that I'm not hallucinating those. Those are actual
okay.
voices.
I got you.
Sure, they were.
No, I swear.
So anyway, yeah, so John worked as a telegrapher during the day and attended during the night and attended school during the day. During the time he and his wife had a baby Wanda. Due to debt, John took on a second shift working as a telegrapher. After 2 years, John came home one day and discovered Sally had left with their daughter. He filed for divorce, and at first John went along, but after 2 months he decided to kidnap Wanda and flee to Canada.
Smart.
I mean, possession is 9/10 the law?
Question
Right here.
Sally couldn't get extradition from Canada, so she dropped her alimony and child support claims, and John returned with Wanda. That's how it's done. You
Wow,
hold
yeah,
them
power
captive.
move.
Yeah. Then the happy
Can't
couple
believe it worked.
reunited.
Yeah, they were happy. She was happy.
In his third year studying in medical school, Sally left again. This
Doctor.
time,
But I thought she was happy now.
I
she
think
take
it's
Wanda?
her. This time she went back to North Carolina. She was pregnant at the time and had another girl, Erna. John dropped out of medical school and bailed on his tuition debt, following his family to Tuckawuski, North Carolina. The family wandered around for a while and ended up in St. Louis, Missouri. There, John found another eclectic medical school, but because he had not paid off his debts to Bennett College, they refused to release his records, so he did what any man would do in this situation. He bought a medical degree from the Kansas City Electrical Medical University. So
Eclectical.
eclectic.
I was so proud of you for getting it right once, even though
I know.
you said St. Louis wrong.
Because I could feel
Yeah.
your pride, and it messed me up.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, yeah.
We'll
so he
We'll never
bought
be
one
proud
this
of you
time.
again, Matt. We
Don't.
It's like when
That's how I
somebody
always
feels
mess
your
it up.
joy.
So there's two options when you want to get into the eclectic doctoring game. There's the one where you do the training, and the other one is where you buy it. So that's what he did. He bought it. They had another child, Naomi. Now they are a family of 5. They moved to New
Isn't
York
that
City.
how you became an ordained dudist?
What? Yeah, ordained Dudas?
You bought it?
No, it was free. They
did
then
the work?
moved to New York City.
You're not going to pay for that shit.
They then moved to New York City. Sally wanted John to give up his goal of becoming a doctor, but he refused to do so, as all great men do. Sally left him again. You know,
They
they
added a
seem...
little editorial flair in there with the "as all great men do."
I may have added a little. Sally left him again because she is a constant problem, taking the 3 girls to North Carolina. John moved to South Carolina, set up a storefront clinic in Greenville with a man named Crawford. They called it Greenville Electromagnetic Doctors.
Just let
What?
it go.
That's what it is. Electromagnetic Doctors. That's what it is.
Okay.
Have you never been to an electromagnetic doctor?
No, I was unaware that such a thing existed.
Yeah, they...
Say that I have.
Well, let's see what they do. They placed advertisements to attract men who were concerned about their ability to sexually perform. See, now it's making sense.
Oh.
Those who came... Oh, it hasn't been spoiled for punk yet, so I'm excited. Those who came to the health center could acquire electric... Okay, I put electric here. That's not right. Eclectic medicine from Germany. Ooh, the German shit. Patients were injected by John or his partner with a shot of colored water for $25. This was 1910.
A shot of colored water.
Yeah.
What did they color the water with?
Food coloring?
I don't think
I mean, this
they
is
have.
after Prohibition, right? Or before?
No, before. This is
Before.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So these are dick pills, is what they're selling. They
Well,
were
is
the
it-
original dick
No.
pill guys.
Wait, is it
Shots.
blue colored water? Is that...
I think they probably use different ones. Like now, if you want the good erection, you're gonna want to get the gold
I mean,
shot.
electromagnetic water sounds like a good way to get
To
it
get
up.
a
Does it?
erection?
Get
Does
the
that
blood
work?
flowing.
I mean, if you magnetize it right, you take the spoon and you rub the metal the right. Wait, no, sorry.
There's no way that's real.
No.
I mean, you
Mr. Grant
magnetize.
Gregory, we are going.
You
to get to
magnetize the iron
testicles,
in
I
the blood.
promise.
The blood gets drawn to the dick. The dick works.
Thank you. You just gotta rub it the right way. Like, okay, sorry.
Blue Chew now comes in
It's gonna be in a
injection
bottle.
form.
Inject? Why? Why would you want that?
You inject it right into the dick.
Just right in there.
No.
Grant said it worked for him.
Oh, by the way, $25. It was about the equivalent of $600 now. So people are coming in here to pay $600 for these two guys to inject colored water. After
Directly
2 months,
into their dicks.
Yep, direct. Oh, I bet they did too, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know what would be cool though is if you injected your dick with glow in the dark ink.
All right,
That'd be pretty sweet because if you were in a dark room, the pants come off and all you see is just,
make a note of that because it may be coming out in the story later.
oh no! What? No! No!
All right, after 2
Meanwhile,
months,
Slender has 3 glowing balls on his screen.
Oh, that's awful because like a sick part of me is thinking that almost sounds fun, but like that'll give you like radioactive cancer. Like there's no way it won't.
Oh man,
And it's going to be
dick
testicular cancer, so you're going to lose the most important part.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a dream
it's
where
not
I
even
cut
like
mine
a
off.
it's not even like a you could do it over the course of like 10 or 20 years and then it'll give you cancer. This is like no, you take it once, you're fucking dead. You know?
Yeah, you can see the cancer.
Yeah.
Your testicles just immediately shrivel up like prunes.
But it looks really cool one time.
When they said a one and done, I don't think that's what they were talking about.
After 2 months, the two quickly bailed on their clinic and scurried out of town without paying their rent, utility bills, debt for clothing, and pharmaceutical supplies. Nothing. The local paper reported that they left about 30 to 40 local merchants with unpaid checks. They ended up in Memphis, Tennessee. So these are two good guys.
Good guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
They set up another bullshit store. John met and married 21-year-old Marinova Jones, known as
Does
Minnie.
he still have his kidnapped children at this point?
I don't know.
No, he
he
went to North Carolina. He went to
to
St.
South
Louis.
Carolina. No, yeah,
Oh,
St. Louis, yeah.
Okay.
She was the daughter of a local doctor. Their courtship was an entire 4 days. He got shit done. Can't
What's her
get
dad
a
He
like?
had a
light.
glow in the dark penis.
And was
He
your
just
dad
whipped
a
that
real
thing out.
doctor?
You
Your
ever
dad
seen
sounds
a?
like a real doctor, but he'd just whip that thing out at night and he'd be like, "This is my cooling rod. Looks like your reactor's getting a little hot. I should put this in there."
It goes wow wow wow. Just follow the sound and the light, all dark in all darkness. Wow wow.
Just keep the rhythm.
But then the one hiccup in their marriage was John was still married to Sally.
Oh.
John and Minnie honeymooned in Kansas City, Denver. That doesn't seem right.
Kansas City.
Oh, sorry.
Denver.
Sorry, hold on. Here we go. In Kansas City, Denver, Pocatello, and Knoxville. So they traveled. And in Knoxville is where John was arrested and extradited to Greenville and put in jail for practicing medicine without a license and for writing bad checks.
What about
Hell of a
polygamy?
honeymoon.
Did they add that to the list?
Nah, not yet. Naturally, John told the sheriff it was all Crawford's fault, then gave up Crawford in a true snitch fashion. Using the information something happened outside. Using the information provided by John, police were able to arrest Crawford in Pocatello. I don't think that's how it's pronounced, but you get it. It's a town. There, John and Crawford were reunited in jail.
Oh, and I'm sure he's really happy about the fact that he snitched on him.
So he snitched on him and he stayed in jail.
Well, yeah, and then Crawford gets there and he's like, "Oh man, they got
They
you
got
too."
you too?
Damn.
Reminds me of this story about a guy I knew. He had vermilion on him, but his friend got set on fire before he bothered to get the vermilion out.
That's from episode 1. For those keeping track. Let's see here. Yeah, so John and Crawford ended up settling out of court with the merchants they had screwed over for thousands of dollars, most of which Crawford paid. And it's John, dude. John's new father-in-law paid his bail, but only gave him $200 for his fraudulent debt settlement. John then went to Memphis, where Minnie was living. That's wife number 2.
Mm-hmm.
There, Sally showed up and told Minnie that John and she were still married and he was a polygamist. Minnie responded by moving to Judsonia, Arkansas with John, so they just left. There, John was offered to take over a doctor's office who was moving out of state, and he did, and he made a profit. He advertised his specialty as, quote, diseases of women and children.
Here's your prescription. Pick up and move away.
that was
it's worked for me.
Oh yeah, that is a good. Anyway.
You don't got to treat your problems; just run from them.
That's right. Symptoms.
They
No,
never catch up with you. I promise.
It's not biased.
So now he joined the Army Reserve Medical Corps. He was able to pay off his debt for the Bennett College. This enabled him to move to Kansas City and finally a role in the Eclectic Medical University. Finish out the last remaining year of his medical degree. There he goes.
Good.
So while he was there,
Ending.
what?
Yay, happy ending? No, not happy ending.
Your mic went way low. They did it to you again. Happy ending, yes. So
sneaky fucking Russians. They did it again. You're right.
You're good now, though. John studied irritations and enlargements of the prostate gland in elderly men. That is a very specific study.
And that's a very specific way that you study that back then.
Yeah, right?
Can you just bend over here real quick? I'm just gonna stick my thumb right here.
Nurse, you hold the left cheek, I'll hold the right cheek. We'll get a real good peek. Right?
Yep.
They put
Yeah.
put like a Coke bottle.
Yeah, just meet me in the middle, right?
Let's see here. Yep. So as a student, Brinkley began dabbling into what was referred to as, quote, the wild side of medicine. At one point, he and one of his peers injected patients with colored water, claiming it was a miraculous cure for venereal disease.
He likes this trick.
Just imagine.
You know what's going to fix you because I'm going to put something in your dick that you wouldn't let me normally put in your dick. So it must be very effective.
That town is now called Syphilisville. No, I'm kidding. They didn't rename it. But think about all these dudes. They're like, man, I got the syphs. And they're like, here, take this colored water. It'll heal you. They're like, yeah, I can go fuck. I can just go fuck wild. And now everyone has it. Whatever. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. As your nose comes off.
No. Well, if you catch it soon enough, you get 2 shots of penicillin as your hip. You're fine. At one point,
or 1 shot of colored water.
What's that, Punk?
I was gonna say, is malpractice suits a thing yet?
No.
All right, they're good, right?
So 1915, he got his diploma, and he's ready to practice medicine in 8 states. John took a job as the doctor for the
Which
Swift.
8 states, so that I can make a note to never go to any of those states.
And how did he actually graduate from university and still know nothing?
I think he knows what people will believe. If that makes sense.
It's not about what I know. It's about what I can convince people to believe.
Yes.
And pay for.
He finally graduated. 1915.
Why didn't he just stick with his paid-for medical certificate then?
So this is an important part. So now he is working as a doctor for the Swift and Company plant, patching minor wounds and studying animal physiology. It was at the plant that John learned from workers that the healthiest animal slaughtered was the goat. He tucked away that knowledge for the future. At this point, Minnie was concerned. Yep. Minnie was concerned about the old I said it earlier, man. Polygamy.
Polygamist.
Yeah, polygamy thing. So she pushed John to file for a divorce from Sally. September 5th, 1915, he did. But to avoid having the court inquire directly to Sally, he wrote that they had been married in New York City, and he did not know her current place of residence. She was just gone. The court was like, okay, cool. The divorce was finalized on February 21st, 1916.
Cool.
That was a great time where you're like, I don't know her address, but we should be divorced.
I've officially declared this marriage annulled. Okay, cool.
What about your 3 kids? Annulled, I said.
John and Minnie were remarried, were married again in Missouri. 1917, John was called up for the Army Reserves to serve in World War I, but he was not sent to the front because he spent 2 months having a nervous breakdown until he was discharged. What a guy.
And he was the medic, and he was scared to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Real shining example of humanity right there.
I guess he wasn't sure how he was going to transport all that colored water overseas.
He's like, I have so many vowels.
Honestly, with his current training and his current application of treatments, he's probably as good as most medics.
Oh, they saved lives by discharging him. They would have been better off with gangrene than having him like, what if I put this in you?
Because what's the old saying? A doctor actually treats the patient. A medic just makes them more comfortable while they die.
And
Doc,
some morphine for you, and some morphine for you, and some morphine for you.
Oh, Doc, I think something's wrong with my head. We'll just follow the light.
No, don't look at it that close.
Why does it smell like? Why does it smell syphily? Anyway, so one day,
nuclear syphilis. Wow, wow, wow.
John and Minnie moved to Milford, Kansas, where he opened up a 16-room clinic. This time, his experience with the locals was positive. He paid good wages to workers, helping to invigorate the local economy, and made house calls on patients suffering from the deadly outbreak of the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. I don't know shit about Spanish flu.
So big.
I wonder what colored water will help with the Spanish. This one's yellow like a taco. Spanish. Got it. Now it's all being put together. One day, a man came into the clinic looking for a fix for being sexually weak. Jokingly, John said he could always, quote, throw a pair of those buck goat glands into you, unquote. Because as he had learned from the plant, goats were an amorous and active creature.
Amorous.
Amorous, is that it?
Is the word I think.
That is not how it's spelled. Fuck you.
Well, then you spelled it wrong on top of reading it wrong.
And we lost Stu.
He said in the chat, gotta go. Thanks for having him.
Oh.
I'm going to hold this against him for the rest of his life.
Scared away another friend.
He was high as fuck.
There you go. Way to scare him away.
I'll get him back on. I like him a lot. He has a good laugh for me. Because he thinks I'm funny, which always helps. I wish more people. So one day,
they do until they get to know you. And then...
That was the funniest thing I've heard you ever say.
Never willing to. What was that?
I said being a little candid today.
We're always candid here.
What? Sometimes I have to pretend to be average so that people, because I am so great. So I don't want to scare people off. Yeah. The desperate man begged John for the operation, never willing to turn down money. John agreed and performed the operation for $150. Goat testicles were inserted into the man's balls. The procedure was successful by both men's account.
By both men's accounts.
And the farmer's life.
What about the goat? Did the goat think it was successful?
He didn't make it. The goat didn't make it.
So did he just kind of throw him in there, or did he actually
Well, let's find out.
Were they plumbed?
Well, let's find out. Let's see here. Goat testicles were inserted into the man's balls, covered up. Yep, the procedure was successful. Years later, the patient's son told the Kansas City Star that John had offered to pay his father handsomely if he'd go along with the experiment. So John paid the guy money to put the goat balls in him, and then he spread the word that the goat balls cured.
Did he have this son before or after the goat balls?
We're getting to that too. Brinkley sees the moment and publicized the operation and its beneficial results. Soon, patients were lining up to have goat balls put into their balls. Xenotransplantation became all the rage.
Oh.
Not just because people wanted help with their virility, but because Brinkley was a magnetic man. Within months, John was performing more than 100 rejuvenation operations a week for a fee of $750. That's $9,000 today.
So I gotta ask, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're putting a goat testicle in there. So you're basically you're putting a new factory in the sack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of sperm is the factory making?
Yeah.
He began to have a hard time coming by goats.
You're not gonna tell me, are you?
The story will tell you.
Okay.
So patients were required to supply their own goat.
Bring your own goat.
Hope it's healthy.
Look, you're in town. You're at this clinic, and you're in line with your goat, with 100 other guys with their goats. Everyone knows why you got a goat with you. You know what I mean? People are like, "Oh, you can't get it up." Nuh-uh, yes I can. Why you got a goat?
Wait, this isn't the veterinarian? What? Oh, I'm in the wrong line, guys.
All the flyers are like rejuvenation, $750 BYOG.
Yog.
All right. This gave the clinic some credibility. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, hold on. I'm sorry. I skipped the line. Here's the part that gave him credibility. John's reputation increased when a man impregnated his wife after the surgery. This gave the clinic some credibility. Newspapers wrote up the amazing cure. John began promoting that goat glands were useful for much more than just fertility. They cured up to 27 ailments. You could alleviate dementia, flatulence, emphysema, and even spinal tumors by heading to the clinic in Milford. So, getting goat balls injected into your sack will help spinal cord tumors.
And it replaced the original balls.
Did it?
Right? No?
We'll find out. From that point on, the AMA kept a close eye on John Brinkley, the American Medical Association. I don't know why they wanted to keep a close eye on him. Sounds like he's doing banger business here, you know?
Well, they need to know if they need to be teaching this.
Oh.
Yeah, is this a medical miracle?
Yeah.
All right, so there was a in reality, here we go. Following one of his operations, the body of a patient would typically absorb the goat gonads as foreign matter. The organs were never accepted as part of the body, since they were simply placed into the human male testicle sac or the abdomen of the woman near the ovaries. Did I mention that this was also a cure for women who were having problems getting pregnant? So he would take goat. I don't know if he took goat ovaries and put them next to the woman ovaries or goat balls next to the ovaries.
Either way, I think Slender's comment stands.
Anyway, other doctors were also experimenting with gland transplantation, including Serge Voronov.
So he got a bunch of real doctors to try this shit.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not even accusing you of mispronouncing, but it sounded like you said transploitation, which I think is probably accurate for what's going on here.
Transplantation.
But I think transploitation is accurate.
True. The poor goats. No one's thinking about the goats.
Yeah, the milk was never tasted again. Sorry.
It was, but it was coming out of milk. who had became so Serge Voronov, who had became known for grafting monkey testicles into men. See, that's his own thing. But
So are monkey testicles even better?
I would think so, because if you think about it, you know, DNA wise, we're closer to monkeys than we are goats. So if
I want silverback testicles.
Where the hell are you getting monkey balls?
From monkeys? What the fuck do you mean?
There's a hell of a lot of
grocery store in
donkeys
certain
around in the
countries.
U.S. There's not so many monkeys.
Yeah, it was expensive. This was for the man that has everything.
Yeah, I want to know which kind of monkeys, because it's a very broad. Because if it's like all I could afford was a spider monkey, it might.
Oh, I got those good chimpanzee balls.
I got
Screw that, man.
bamboozled.
For that. I got tiger balls.
You're going the wrong direction. Great, now he's meowing every time he comes. Meowed.
He just wants to meow you.
Right. In 1920, I'm here for good knock knock jokes. We got good.
There's been things
Knock,
knocking.
who's there? Glow in the dark penis.
Wonk, wonk.
Glow in the dark penis who? That's it. That's the whole joke.
Yep. All right, 1920, Vernoff demonstrated his technique before several doctors at a hospital in Chicago. John showed up and was barred from entering. Get your goat nut implantation out of here. We're serious. We do monkey balls. Unquote. But his appearance elevated his profile. That wasn't a quote. Even more in the press. He eventually gave his own demonstration at a hospital in Chicago. There, Brinkley transplanted goat testicles into 34 patients, including a judge, an alderman, a society matron, and the chancellor of the University of Chicago Law School, all while the press watched. 34 patients. He's there just slapping goat balls into them.
So
You get a testicle.
he really was.
You get a testicle.
He really was actually doing something, not just saying, "Yeah, you're awake now, and you've got goat balls in you."
Yeah, he would. Yeah, dude, this wasn't no bullshit, bro. He wasn't lying to them, like knocking them out and be like, "Oh, you're awake now. You have goat balls in you." No, he really did it. He was legit in his thing. His profile grew, and his nut injection business did as well. I was proud of that one. In 1922, he was invited to come to Los Angeles by the owner of the LA Times, Harry Chandler. He challenged Brinkley to transplant goat testicles into one of his editors. If the operation was a success, he would make John Brinkley, quote, the most famous surgeon in America, unquote. If it was not a success, then Chandler said John should consider himself damned. California didn't recognize Brinkley's license to practice medicine, but Chandler pulled some strings and got him a 30-day permit. In what world can you get a 30-day? So like, no, we don't recognize your medical license from that fucking that dumb college you went to, but we'll give you a 30-day permit just to test it out, see how you do, like a test run.
And then
That's what you thought was weird about this? Not that
they'd ask too, right? Like, what do you plan to do during your 30 days with this permit?
Well, I take
I'm going to cut open a bunch of people's ball sacks and put goat nuts in there.
I mean, it's like a 30-day prove us to us that you can. I mean, we have 30-day fiance right now. There's a lot of things you can do in 30 days to prove to the government that you're capable, right?
I think that's plenty of time to see whether or not your goat testicle transplantation works.
But still, we're overlooking something. The newspaper owner is like, yeah, you're going to put him in one of my editors. He looks over at the editor and is like, that's your assignment. You're going to accept some goat balls. You don't get a choice.
I'd quit.
But I don't even. No, it doesn't matter. I'm not
Hey,
gonna do
kid,
it.
get over here. Your next assignment is.
You want to
comes walking out. He comes walking out and he's like, I'm about to edit these nuts.
Yeah.
We're going to prove if this guy's a quack. You're the test monkey.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so
Yeah, quit.
the operation was considered a success, and John got the accolades from the LA Times. While he was in Los Angeles, the Times was installing KHJ, the city's first radio station. John was very impressed with the new phenomenon. The LA trip turned out to be incredibly profitable. The Los Angeles Record carried an advertisement of William Sitworth and his son Billy, who was the first goat gland baby.
Billy Goat.
I didn't even fucking think of it.
Seriously? They named the goat kid Billy.
Yeah, of course they named him Billy.
No.
I did not even pick up on it. Anyway, they were appearing in a film.
Is that the guy who went along? Speaking of Chicago, is that the guy who started the Billy Goat Tavern?
That's a slender question.
I don't know. Why would I know that?
Because you're from that area.
I'm not from Chicago. I'm from Illinois.
You know, it was supposed to be funny, but yeah. Sorry.
You're fitting in perfectly.
As Matt has always told us, you don't have to be funny.
Well, I remember I showed up to one of those movie watch parties that was apparently too horrible to ever post on any platform. So you know.
Yes, that one was bad.
Well, luckily this one is live, so there's no way for him to edit you out. It's already in the.
I didn't edit him out. I mean, I
just
did.
Never released it at all.
He just edited everything out. So it's proof it wasn't me. Anyway, please continue, Matt.
A large crowd turned out to see the film, and Brinkley's profile increased. While in LA, John also operated on several Hollywood stars, earning him a profit of $40,000. There was such a demand for service that some local
now
business.
I really do wish we had Chad here because he could convert that so that we could know what that amount of money was today.
Right.
I'll do some research on the back end.
That sounds like an imp job, really. That some local businessmen offered to establish a hospital in Sanitarium and in Sanatorium. That's the one. They went as far as to lease a hotel and signed a contract with a local rancher to supply goats.
Okay, what year was this?
1910-ish.
1910-ish? Okay, so that is the equivalent of $1,328,863.
Well, this is 1922.
Oh, 1922?
Okay. We moved a little forward.
Locally sourced goats.
That'd be $751,440.
Okay, so
from pasture to balls, these goats are.
Does it say how much the goat ranchers are getting paid per goat testicle or like pair? Like,
Oh, do you think they're getting paid by the goat or by
He's
testicles?
Probably getting them from the butcher.
True.
Honestly, who's gonna? You think Brinkley, if you were like, here's all the goat testicles, you think he's gonna be able to tell? Like, wait a minute, this one's a cow, a bull.
I mean.
Well, that one, yeah, probably because there's a big difference in size. But what I mean is, like,
so you're saying there was no.
Go ahead. Don't the farmers castrate most of the goats anyway, unless it's a stud? So they're probably just like going through farmers' trash bins looking for thrown out testicles.
You're a little low again. They got you, but not as bad as last time.
But the way they castrate them is they put rubber bands around their balls until they get necrotic and fall off. So.
You don't want those, though. You want fresh, grass-fed goat testicles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no hormones injected.
Cage-free.
Yeah, the cage-free goat testicles.
Range.
The trip, free grain.
Free range.
Free range, yep. The trip to California greatly increased business at the clinic. On the eve of the Great Depression, John was on his way to unimaginable wealth. He bought a Stutch Bearcat car, a symbol of wealth at the time, and his wife Minnie got her first fur coat. Had to be a goat, right? If you're gonna get a fur coat, yeah, it has to be goat fur, right?
No, that's what he said to Sally and his kids.
Goat fur.
Yeah. This will keep you warm, just like any other coat.
But did she get to drive?
Hell no.
No. What?
Oh, okay.
Like
Woman in 1922.
It was a mini driver joke. I mean, come on.
Oh.
Is this a mink coat? Yeah, that's mink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah. Ish.
It smells kind of like straw. Nah, I mean they raise them all in the same place.
Yeah.
You know that.
Why is it going wow wow in the inside pocket?
Wait, have we got to the radioactive part yet?
I know we passed that way long ago, and I don't think it was. It's not. I think it was apocryphal to begin with. So you know,
Apocryphal.
they
It
took
may or may not have been added by us.
yeah. They
Alright.
took the testicle show on the road and traveled to the East Coast. In Connecticut, John operated on a man while a Fox motion picture camera filmed the procedure as doctors and nurses watched. I should have found that film. Business just kept increasing, and John added a 24 by 27 foot addition to the clinic. That's big, right?
Probably.
Sure.
To provide a special... Shit, what were they?
Added to the clinic.
Yeah. To provide a special operating room. John was still looking for ways to expand his business. In 1923, he bought the fourth commercial radio station in the U.S., KKFB in Milford, Kansas. He rapidly built it into a regional presence. Kansas first, Kansas best. The Sunshine Station from the heart of the nation. That's a tagline. KKFB provided weather reports for local farmers, market reports at Chicago, and gave early exposure to Western stars like Roy Rogers and Gene Autry. KKFB was also the first station to offer college courses on the air. No, nothing. All right. Lectures were transmitted by telephone from what they called the Kansas State Agricultural College. They were
We
giving...
got a guy slapping goat balls into human beings.
You know what? You're right. Yeah.
I think college courses over the radios
You're right.
at this point.
I mean,
Probably
half of-
better than taking college online.
Yeah, half of college now is online. It's the same thing.
Yeah, he was a pioneer. John added fundamentalist preaching and regular programs offering medical advice, and through arrangements with pharmacies in the region, began prescribing medicine over the radio.
Okay,
as you
that's
do.
a whole different story.
John was very successful in
How
creating
do
a
you
radio.
write up a prescription for that?
You just make sure that the
You just record it and then you bring
No,
it in.
it's
to
Well, you
really
can
pharmacy?
record it.
He's just the WebMD back then, so they hear all the symptoms,
Yeah.
and then they're allowed to go to the pharmacy and get whatever he prescribed. If they've got
Hopefully,
those
that's all that
symptoms.
happened.
I'm sure he's
Yeah.
had a couple of pharmacies that were listening and running regularly, so they're probably pushing, big pharma back then. These are
Bah.
Oh yeah,
You mean big opium?
oh well,
yeah.
yeah.
Would you like some laudanum?
John was
That's
very
so
successful in creating a radio personality that appealed to rural Americans. He had a noticeable, though not heavy Southern accent and a mesmerizing voice.
I was thinking we were going to go radioactive, but we're just going radio waves.
So the Colonel Sanders of ball transplants.
What was that?
I said, so the Colonel Sanders of ball transplants.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried what?
I mean, how many herbs and spices did he put on the goat balls before he put them in there?
Well, it depends if you want what package you want. We offer all kinds of packages.
I mean, I want GFC original recipe.
Imagine
Bone in
he's
or
with a
bone out.
patient and he's like, "Oh, buddy, you got your whole undercarriage here. We're gonna have to replace the entire thing."
No GMOs.
When he spoke, you got to come in every 500 fucks to get your balls rotated. And when he spoke,
Are these testicles free range or were they in pens?
you must have been looking up the inflation while we did all those.
Oh, did we already do that, Joe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When he spoke, rural listeners got a sharp visualization of a skilled and trusted physician. A Kansas politician said that, quote, any number of women have been heard to remark about Brinkley that a man with such a pleasant voice must be a good man, unquote. You can ask either one of his wives. Women appreciated his warning to husbands that their wives also had sexual needs. So the guy wasn't perfect. He made some mistakes.
This is where Matt has a problem with him.
That's
This
a
is-
myth.
This is where he starts to lose me. It was a topic that was not really discussed at the time, nor should it now. His image was that of a humble, homespun country doctor who, quote, only wanted to help my friends out in radio land, But oh, my friends, he would say, you must help me. Remember, your letters asking advice must be accompanied by $2. KKFB, he was a what the preacher called the prophet
evangelist.
No, the prophet one.
The prophet one.
Yeah. Oh, if you sow your seed, you'll get more in return.
Prosperity evangelist.
Prosperity. He's a prosperity doctor. Well, I guess all doctors are prosperity doctors.
Yeah, most of them do work for money.
Yeah. Well, he's a prosperity radio guy. KKFB attitude. I'm sorry. John Brinkley's fame and wealth, but his exposure and methods created enemies. Oh no. It may have been because of his show Medical Question Box. It's a great name. People wrote to the radio
box where you can put your balls.
I mean, is this
Balls.
like Mario where he jumps up and like punches the box, whether they have balls or anything else in it, and see what?
You punched my check.
No, he was telling the guys to be nice to the women, that you're not supposed to punch the box.
Oh, people wrote to the radio station with ailments. Gonna move right past that one. John would read the letters, diagnose the patients without ever seeing them, and prescribe treatments. The treatments could only be bought at one of his pharmacies in the, quote, Brinkley Pharmaceutical Association.
And
He's
there
building
it
an
is.
empire.
He
at this
does look
point.
like Gary from fucking Pop Culture Minefield. The Brinkley Pharmaceutical Association was a pact between Brinkley and many pharmacies. He would push treatments, send people to specific pharmacies who would then charge high rates for the treatments and pass on a cut of the profits to Brinkley.
Oh, so he was the modern American Medical Association.
Yes.
Yes. Brinkley would sometimes send people to pharmacies to buy treatments, and if the treatments were being sold cheap, the pharmacy would be removed from the Pharmaceutical Association. So he had secret shoppers go and make sure that they were charging outrageous amounts for his treatments.
That sounds
Oh,
right.
wow, punk. You're all the goat to me. The wrong one left.
Oh my god! Wow, just fucking going for the throat.
There's broadside over here.
I was just upset that he spelled here wrong.
That's fired.
It should have been you.
Mad's taking it to a whole new level. Wrong son died.
You know what? I'm gonna go get coffee. I'll be right back. Don't say anything.
You're gonna need
Food
something
ceremony.
strong
Dude,
to
don't
off
come
night.
back.
Don't
We
do this.
understand. He's gonna hurt you.
I'm a masochist. Be right back. I'm cold.
I hope nothing weird happens while you're gone. Let's see. Yeah, the treatment could only be bought at one of his. Oh yeah, I read that. Let's see here. Oh, the pharmacy would be removed from the Pharmaceutical Association, right? If they didn't charge enough, the pharmacies would bring in over 14,000 a week, almost 200,000 in today's market. A week,
That's pretty good.
they would bring
And
in.
that's so we're past the we're not to the Great Depression yet.
We're in 1923.
Oh, okay, then we are.
Monkey brain transplant. Yeah. Let's see here. In 1923, the Kansas City Post and the St. Louis Star began publishing a series of articles concentrating on eclectic colleges in Kansas City. It was revealed that the institutions were selling degrees for $1,000. How dare they? After getting their license, the doctors fanned out all over the country. Connecticut was one of the worst. The state then revoked the license of all eclectic practitioners, including John Brinkley. My God.
How could they do that to him?
Further
Great
investigations,
doctor.
right? I mean, it's been proven. Ask the LA Times.
LA Times.
Yeah.
And the editor that had the involuntary surgery.
What about Billy?
Billy Goat? Yeah.
Further
He was the
investigations.
goat.
He was the goat. Further investigations led to the arrest of a man named William Sachs.
You're
Sachs
the
had
goat
worked
now,
at
dog.
different schools and estimated he had provided certificates and degrees, allowing over 15,000 people to practice medicine with false credentials. He turned state's evidence and provided information to convict others. California and Connecticut conducted investigations and asked John Brinkley to appear. he was touring the world, putting goat testicles in people in Europe and Singapore.
Of course, Singapore.
In the hearing, Sachs, it's just a unfortunate name that he's involved.
Mm-hmm.
Sachs revealed he had sold John his medical degree. California had guided John, charged John, on the charge of conspiracy to circumvent the medical licensing requirement of the state.
So originally, that investment firm was actually called Goatman Sachs, not Goldman Sachs.
And
Oh,
when
that
you
was good.
when you said circumvent, I really thought you were talking in circum something else because of the subject matter.
Oh, if you miss your foreskin, let me tell you, I can get you that good goat foreskin to replace it. If you've been tricked by the Jews, let me help you out. Get that foreskin
Okay.
back.
Well,
Remember, this is Mad's channel.
And
I don't.
no,
have
that
to
was me
apologize
being.
for
I
views.
was playing a character, and you understand why I made that specific joke later on. So,
but wait, there's more.
yeah, there's so much more. Okay, so Brinkley described the situation as, quote, a persecution no more justified than the persecution of Christ, unquote.
Dastardly deeds.
There had to be some complications at some point. Oh, wait, sorry. Hold on.
Mad
Where am I?
God
Oh, yeah,
was.
yeah. When California
Go
sent
collect
extradition
yourself.
papers to Kansas, the governor of Kansas, who happened to have been a patient of Brinkley's years ago, asked, quote, what do you want him for? California responded, he's not a regular doctor and might injure our people by giving poison instead of treatments. The
He's
governor
an
of
eclectic
Kansas
doctor.
responded, well, Kansas is a long way from California. I don't believe your people are in any danger for him. Brinkley was bringing in so they called the governor of Kansas. Kansas like, you're fine. Tough it up. You know what I mean? Tough it out. Brinkley
All
was bringing
because
in
he had gotten ball surgery.
well, that and because Brinkley's bringing in Kansas a lot of money from medical tourism, which was a thing. You know, just like, oh, I wish I had some goat balls inside of my balls, and you would travel.
Let me put my balls in your balls.
Go
we
ahead.
like goat balls. She like goat balls. We have the biggest goat balls of them all.
No, there would be so many jingles like, if you can't get it up, but you don't have time for goat balls, then think about sheep. Sheep
Goat milk
balls
is great,
are
but you want goat milk somewhere else, get surgery.
like, oh, I can't afford that name brand goat balls. I got to get the generic ones, but it's the same formula.
Goat balls, got balls. Yeah. Tough.
Oh, so in 2016, director Penny Lane made Nuts, a documentary about Brinkley's life using animated. Oh boy, that may be fun to watch. Let's see. Yeah, so he's bringing in a lot of money. The John's profitable trips to California were over, however, but he took to the airwaves to crow about his victory over California in the AMA. More people came for his procedures now from all over the globe. Brinkley spoke for hours on end each day on the radio, promoting his goat gland treatments, appealing to men and women's desire to be more sexually active. He was a rascal, wasn't he?
Yeah.
His radio station was so lucrative in combination with his clinic that he gave back to Milford. John paid for a new sewage system and sidewalks, installed electricity, built a bandstand and apartments for his patrons and employees, as well as a new post office to handle all his mail. So he's buying everybody off.
So that invokes a question of how long is the recovery time for this implantation surgery?
I think we're getting to that.
Until
good.
the balls absorb into your bloodstream.
He was named an admiral in the Kansas Navy. Why the fuck does Kansas have a navy?
Does Kansas have water?
And
We're
if you
going to
believe
sail
that-
the weeded plains.
I've got oceanfront property and
All I see is corn. That's right, corn. And it's like no sea you've
sea
ever
of
been
corn.
on.
sea of corn.
The roughest of seas.
And sponsored he also sponsored a hometown baseball team called the Brinkley Goats. But Brinkley, who was now concerned that the legitimate medical establishment was closing in on him, so he decided the best move was to get a foreign medical degree. Because that, like, oh no, the AMA is after me. Quick, let me get a foreign medical degree. Then they'll know I'm legit.
These are big goat balls in Europe.
I'm still confused on how he doesn't have a medical degree because he went back for the 4th year.
But it was
Yeah.
at a eclectic, and that was the eclectic
They
college.
shut down all.
Yeah,
of
they shut all that
eclectic
bullshit
medicine.
down. Yeah,
Okay.
because people started saying, I don't think pine needles helps anything.
Oh,
Just trying to make a torch.
And now we've reversed everything back to, hey, yeah, you should try pine needles on everything now.
Yeah, ooh, how about organic water? If you want your asshole to scream.
I mean, canned water is really, I don't know. I've seen a surge of that. Mm-hmm.
Canned water?
Yeah,
I mean, that
like-
just sounds like water in a can.
That's
Yeah, like
slightly aluminum taste.
Like
Yes,
Perrier.
sparkling water, or like, hey, you're down here in Texas, like, this water's from Austin, Texas. It's better. It's from our mineral spring water.
Dude, I will say, back in the day, I loved LaCroix lime. The sparkling lime water.
What was the blue one that
sounds
tastes like
a Navy
shit?
man.
I think they all did mostly Mads.
No,
Yeah.
the blue bottle, but it always tastes weird.
Blue
You gotta be
bottle.
more specific.
Coconut water?
No,
Dasani?
yeah, Asani.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that shit. But
Yeah.
Brinkley, who was now concerned that so he and his wife set sail for Europe. He went to Dublin, but the Mayo brothers were well established there, and eclectic doctors were not wanted. Next, he went to London, only to discover England did not recognize degrees of eclectics, homeopaths, and osteopaths.
Oh, they were homophobic.
Sounds
Yep.
like it.
Checking in on Scotland, he learned Glasgow had adopted the same rule. So off he went to Italy. He found Italy to also be difficult until he came across the University of Pavia. John hinted he would. I am a John, I'm from America. I put the goat's balls into the. Let me be your goat ball doctor.
I will make your scrotum full.
You've
Wow,
never
that
had
Italian
a
sounds kinda
heavier
Swedish.
sack. John
Yeah,
hinted-
I did do a little bit of Swedish there, didn't I?
Yeah, a
A
little
bit.
bit.
Swedish chef? Oh, sorry.
John hinted he would like to donate money to the school and then jumped into a strenuous 19 days of exams, after which he was given a medical degree. So 19
Nice.
days. He returned to Italy a few months later, took more exams, and received a license to practice. So now he can practice. Brinkley then wrote the AMA, which had expelled him from membership, demanding them to list him for a medical degree from Pavia instead of Kansas Eclectic School. The AMA then contacted Pavia and told the university where Brinkley had studied and asked the school to rescind his degree. But the school dragged its feet, so the AMA went straight to Benito Mussolini.
Mm.
And yeah, you didn't think Mussolini was going to pop up in this bitch?
Well, it is the era, the time. I mean, I remember in college we talked about how Rockefeller inspired some German people, so it's only a matter of time that more American hogwash inspired other great leaders of Europe.
Well, in this case, Brinkley's Italian medical degree was rescinded. Fucking Mussolini.
Mm.
Does his hate know no end? But while John was in Europe, he continued his work and added refinement to his goat testicle procedure. Here we go. Update, Slender. You're the science guy. He said he could improve the results of his treatment by adding a feeder nerve and a blood vessel at the testicles.
So
So
he is
this-
plumbing them now.
Yeah, so
He's attaching blood and vas deferens to it.
yeah, I guess so everyone knows, originally he was just throwing that shit into the sack, sewing it back up and being done with it, right?
It was just a free
Right.
floater.
Yeah, it was supposed to help through osmosis, I guess. Because they're just hanging out inside of the. But now he's like, what if I start connecting shit?
Yeah,
It's like you come home with a TV, you set it down, and you're like, "Come on, do the Do the TV thing.
You know,
Oddly enough, it was probably safer before he started connecting.
it's like Scott's lawn. Scott's goats. Feed it. You gotta feed it.
Yes, the Scottish guy that was in Game of Thrones. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
That guy.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
The accent helped me get it.
I can lead a goat to water.
I'm a bull.
But you can't make him give up his testicles.
You're right. Milk. You're right. I apologize. You were helpful. The goats are just getting slaughtered for their balls.
Meanwhile, the New York Evening Journal and other newspaper printed Brinkley's planted story about his degree from Pavia. Patients flooded. That's the correct pronunciation. Don't fuck with me about that. Patients flooded to the clinic. On weekends, the streets of Milford were packed with people arriving for operations. Publicity was his main weapon. On one occasion, he performed the operation on a 71-year-old man, Chancellor J.J. Tobias of Chicago. I don't feel safe for this man. 71 years old. You should not be cutting anything. Who was then caught in a photo clicking his heels while jumping. The press ran the photo. See, that's what he got it, went out and was so revigorated. He was jumping and clicking hills and shit.
Goat balls give you wings.
The press ran the photo nationally as proof of Brinkley's abilities. Brinkley kept an extensive mailing list, who he sent endless letters about the clinic's success. He sent out
DNC.
Yeah. Oh man, imagine if he had the power of social media today.
Yeah.
Oh, my TikTokers, let me tell you what my goat clans can do.
Goat stories.
Yeah. He sent out a pamphlet called Pa and Ma, which he dedicated to, quote, the prostate man. Unquote.
The prostate
I am the prostate man.
True. He should have went to Germany instead.
Like I said, that guy was all about Rockefeller stuff. He probably would have been about the goat ball stuff. Yeah.
Rockefeller was supposed to die on the Titanic. I think somebody was. Who knows? It ended up being a great solicitor. The earth is flat. A great solicitor for elderly men with sex issues, also known as elderly men.
Wait, so another question just came up.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wasn't like wiring them up or anything, was he just like adding a goat ball?
Yeah.
Was he like removing a ball?
No.
So
oh my God, this is science, Slender. You cut open the ball sack, you grab the goat balls, you throw those into the ball sack, you sew the ball sack back up.
Okay. So why is manspreading just a thing of the last decade? Manspreading should have been a thing they were pissed off about people on the trains like 100 years ago.
Well, yeah, because their balls are so much bigger, you got to spread your legs out now.
I know, it should have been a problem. There should have been news articles about goats and manspreading. I mean,
I'm going to be honest.
Appreciated the third and fourth ball.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Do you increase your odds if you add more balls? Like, could I be like, can I get like 4 balls put in there with my regular testicles? Be like the 6-balled wonder?
Is
there a Guinness record for that? Oh, I got to look that up.
Okay, the euphemism for a 6-shooter, well, that would take it to a whole new level.
First of all, I'm not against the idea of more balls equals better results, but
there's only so much scrotum.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know how big goat balls are. More oh, you're talking like a 2-pronged penis like a kangaroo? I'm listening.
Maybe like a double-barreled shotgun, One's loaded at least.
Now you have a goat penis tied to your penis, because that's what it's going to be. He's not going to
This is bullshit, man. There is no Guinness World Record for most testicles in a person.
In a person?
Don't blame Brahma for that.
Look up Bonnie Blue.
Who?
Well, let's see where he goes with this.
No, I don't want to look that up. I think I know where you're going.
Oh, look up Blue Waffle while you're at it. The Kansas City Star who owned a court. Sorry, the Kansas City Star who owned owned a competing radio station in town published a series of articles accusing Brinkley of fraud, and the newly formed Federal Radio Commission began looking into his broadcasting practices. I don't know why. Everything seems legit so far. He didn't make them write him letters.
There have been 6 cases of people with 4 testes.
Oh.
Wait, born that way?
Yeah, born that way. Those are rookie numbers. We can pump those numbers.
So
The
I got a
fact that there was a
question.
question mark on there.
Do you think MC Hammer took into this account when he wrote "Too Legit to Quit"? Hey,
It was probably played on his radio station.
Well, they say they do what they want to do. They say what they want to say. The Addams Family. It was a lesser known MC Hammer song. It was revealed that at the clinic he was prone to perform surgeries while drunk and use dirty equipment. This is shocking.
Not in the 1920s.
What, that he was drunk and using dirty equipment? I mean, they just found out about hand washing 20 years earlier.
I mean, was he drinking the colored water?
Any patients who had not been cured were interviewed, giving the impression Brinkley was just giving people shots of vitamins.
So can I pause here because
Yeah,
we
of
talked
course.
about colored water, and I know now we're in the time of prohibition, right? We're
Mhm.
20s and all. So like injecting colored water, and they used to put peanuts in the water and ferment it and try to make it look like whiskey, and injecting colored water into the penis, and nobody's made a whiskey dick joke.
You
We're
just
above
did.
that here.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like
Speaking of
low-hanging fruit to me, and I'm not talking about the goat testicles.
Oh,
Low-hanging
am I
fruit
jumping
looks
the
like that
gun
was-
here?
Low hanging fruit sounds like one too many ball testicles were added. Get it? Because it would
Ball
hang lower from the
testicles.
weight.
And
I'm sorry.
Stretch your scrotum.
I'm sorry, Mads, if I'm jumping the gun. It's just the anticipation is killing me.
There's no whiskey joke. That's all you. You got it.
Oh, damn it.
Where the hell was I? Oh yeah, because now we're getting to the sad part.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's a
Yep.
sad part. Oh,
I mean,
Besides
it's
all the
been a
goats?
sad part for the goats the entire time, but now
Exactly.
let's see. Here we go. It was revealed by 1930 he signed over 42 death certificates for transplants gone bad.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good
those
ratio.
never made it into the commercials, did they?
Nearly every one of nearly every one of the 42 who died were not sick when they arrived at the clinic. So says
Or
you.
when they left.
Yeah, we'll get them there.
You can't blame it on the goats, just the dirty
By the way,
utensils.
that 42 is only in the Kansas City area. No one knows how many patients became ill or died in the many other places Brinkley performed his operations. The Kansas Medical Board held a formal hearing to decide whether Brinkley's medical license should be revoked. All right, listen.
Yes.
After it's revealed that
Yes.
42 people had died from this gold transplant, we're like, well, we got to hold a meeting to see if we're going to revoke his license. Like,
We're not sure yet.
Let's
You
hear
got to
both
crack a
sides.
few eggs to make an omelet.
Oh,
gotta crack a few testicles to make
No.
a goat boy.
The board stated that Brinkley, quote, has performed an organized charlatanism quite beyond the invention of the humble mountebank.
But if even one Billy Goat is born, doesn't it make it all worth it?
I like the term charlatanism.
Charlatanism?
Yeah, charlatanism. Yeah, I don't know what a humble mountebank is,
Wombank?
but it doesn't sound good. It sounds like it was invented to fool people. He decided to go to politics as a way to fight back. He ran for governor to Kansas.
oh.
This man is a Renaissance man.
He pulled a Trump.
You
Yeah,
do
he
it
did.
all.
If he,
Maybe
I'm
he
editing
is
some
the
jokes.
good guy.
Maybe we're wrong. Yeah, if he were to win the governorship, he would be able to put whoever he wanted on the medical board, which would allow him to get his medical license back. Kicked
Oh.
off his campaign just 3 days after losing his license, running on a vindication ticket. Holy shit, this is Trump.
Keep going.
He used
Yes.
his radio station as the main weapon in his campaign, i.e., YouTube. He campaigned on a strange form of public works like a state lake in every county, like a wall. He also wanted to lower taxes like Doge, give kids free textbooks, and create old age pension. He hired a plane to fly him impressively to his rallies. He was the master of the grand stunt. And when a newspaper reporter ran a negative article about his lack of qualifications to run the state, he sent the reporter a goat. Just a ballless goat.
That's fake news. Here's a goat.
Here's a goat. The balls have already been removed.
You don't even get to use them.
Sorry, I know you don't have a pair of balls, but neither does a goat.
But if you
Greatest
pay
ball
$750 and I'll install them for you.
Brinkley had made a crucial error. He filed too late to get on the ballot, so he was a write-in candidate. The Kansas Attorney General had been the one who prosecuted Brinkley before the medical board. Persecuted work too. So he made it as difficult as possible for John to win. Democrats, anyone? Let's see here. Yep. So he announced the rules for write-in candidates had changed, and the only way one could vote for Brinkley was to write J.R. Brinkley on the ballot. Brinkley ended up with 30% of the vote.
Oh.
It was estimated that up to 50,000 ballots were disqualified by the strict writing rules, and Brinkley would have won the governorship if the rules had not been changed 2020. 6 months. Oh man, I'm gonna say it. By the way, I'm just now putting together that this is like Trump. 6 months later, his misfortune increased. The Federal Radio Commission refused to renew his station's broadcasting license, finding that Brinkley's broadcasts were mostly advertising, that he broadcast obscene material, and that his medical question box series was, quote, contrary to public interest.
So he's Trump and Alex Jones.
Then he was sued in New York for paying off a porn star who said that
So Sally's back in the story.
Even though it was not paid with campaign funds, he sued the commission. But the court upheld it, and the case upheld the case. Brinkley versus the FRC became a landmark case in broadcast law. He ran for governor in 1932 and 1934, but was defeated again by a future presidential candidate, Alf Landon. We all know Alf, right? Landon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Big in the 80s. Wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, or the 30s. Brinkley sold the radio station to an insurance company for $90,000. Splendor?
Is BRB.
Yeah.
Wow, the one moment I needed him. And decided his fortunes lay just across the border
What
in
year
Mexico.
is it now?
1935.
Oh.
So now he moved to Del Rio, Texas, and built a radio station XERA and ZARA. Zara. Because it's Mexican. Just across the Mexican border. Out of reach of see?
Mm-hmm.
Out of reach of U.S. regulators, it was licensed for 300,000 watts by the Mexican government. Zara
Would equal about 1.5 million today.
Wait, what? 300,000 watts? I think watts haven't. There's no
$90,000 would be about 1.5 million in today's money.
Dang.
That's a lot of money.
Especially
but the
in
300
middle of the
watts, though,
Depression
there's no
that started
inflation.
in The 33 or the 30s.
Let's see here. Zara, that was one of the radio stations, often turned up the power to 500,000 and sometimes even 1 million watts. The world's most powerful broadcast station was sending a signal to U.S., into Canada, and occasionally over the North Pole into Russia. I came up with 2.3 million. Wait, did I get rid of him?
Who?
Oh, here he is.
No, he's just having a smoke.
No, I thought I meant got rid of his text.
No.
The signal was so strong it made bed springs hum. and it could be picked up by car headlights.
So, do you think it would also get picked up by Dolly Parton's teeth if she was close enough?
Teeth or teats?
Teeth. No, I realize I did say that, mispronounce that, but no, her teeth, like when she had braces and stuff, you know.
I didn't
Or was
see
it Dolly
braces.
Parton? Or it was some other actress that her teeth and her braces
Would pick up
picked
radio stations?
Yeah,
Dude.
you can pick up radio waves with your teeth, and there's a story. I know somebody talked about it recently where it was an actress, and it might have not have been Dolly Parton, but she was on set, and yeah, the radio waves of the they found some syndicate or espionage or basically spies. They're doing radio codes, and
What the fuck? It got picked up by this lady's braces? Hey, that sounds like a story you need to bring to us one of these Tuesdays.
Oh man, you guys always make me run back because you say things. Is this what made the goat testicles glow in the dark?
Worth it.
It's all coming back together. No, I'm
funny
curious. I want
because
to know
there's-
more about that story.
There's still some AM stations that do broadcast at 500,000.
Is there?
Yeah, out of Denver, 850 AM 850 is the 500,000 watt blowtorch, is what they call it.
Brinkley no longer had a regional audience; he had a national audience. Now, not only for his clinics and pharmaceuticals, but for the entertainment he provided. This is where he became the granddaddy of country music. Zara's, that's the radio station, contributions to the early country music were huge. The Carter family performed for 3 years on Texas radio, rocketing them to national
Wait.
fame.
Pause.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with the story you're telling, but Punk Waddle is wasting his best jokes in the fucking chat right now.
Lucille Ball.
Oh,
The fainting goats? That would be fantastic. You get a fainting goat testicle, and as you come, you just pass the fuck out. You just, boom.
I mean, I will have. What just happened? I will say that it
Wait,
was.
Did he laugh so hard it kicked him out?
I
Maybe.
think so.
Soul
He's got-
Assassin started that, right? He's the one who was talking about what happens with the, screaming like a goat. So.
By the way, I was going to bring this up because it is one of the scariest episodes of Erie, Indiana there ever was, where the kid with the big apparatus on his head for braces or whatever could hear the dog's thoughts and they were going to take over the world. I wouldn't go around my own dog for like a month.
But no, it was Lucille Ball. I looked it up, and there are stories, and there's those videos where she's talking about it. So that's something we can, set to later.
So you get a
goat.
You get a
ball
fainting
ward?
goat ball, and then you end up with like a narcoleptic dick.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
That's how ED started, man. It was all a product of Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Oh man, and that information has been passed down through the DNA. Now he, where was I? Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so his radio station is huge, right? The Carter family performed for 3 years, rocketing them to national fame. Tennessee Ernie Ford, who gives a fuck? Roy Rogers, Pasty Montana, Gene Autry, Little Jimmy Dickens. Oh, that's a perfect fucking band.
Jimmy Dickskin.
Red Foley, Shelly Lee Alley, Jimmy Rogers, and Cowboy Slim Reinhardt all had appearances on Brinkley's radio stations. Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash remember listening to the border radio broadcast as well. So he not only has been such an influence on balls, but also on on country music. Without him, we wouldn't have the country music that we have.
Look,
For a second I thought, like, how could people fall for this shit? How could such useless, untalented people be so successful? And then I remembered that we live in 2025 and nothing has changed.
no, I mean
The
this is
Soviets are
just-
after your sound again.
No.
Oh, fucking taking my sound? Damn it.
But I was kind of thinking about like coming full circle and Half-Life of radioactive things that were just just like we are now, slowly the derivative loops get tinier and tinier and tinier until it's all shriveled and gone.
Like a goat ball in your
Yeah.
Like our penises.
Yeah.
Brinkley
See?
didn't care that he was spurning the growth of an entire new genre of music. He cared that roots musicians caused the most fan mail and that they helped move the most merchandise. So as always, it's not that they're talented. They have talented people around them to use.
Yeah. But hey.
Is that why you keep us around, Matt?
It could not be more opposite than that.
Yeah, even inverted when talking about balls. So what you're saying is, if it wasn't for the goat balls, if it wasn't for his misaligned, whatever, malpractice, whatever, we wouldn't even have the Americana country that we have today.
Yes. So you're welcome.
So
some people had to die because of bad goat transplants for us to have music.
So he is Billy the goat, or is he the goat anyway? You know,
I think he turned into the bad guy.
Oh, the bad goat.
Is this where the term goated came from?
Oh my God, yes. Now it has. Retroactively.
Radioactively?
A little of both.
Audiences heard on-air pitchmen sell everything from crazy water crystals to baby chicks to tomato plants to Last Supper tablecloths and to autographed pictures of Jesus. Those are my favorite.
Is it his autograph on a picture of Jesus, or is it supposed to
No,
be
man,
Jesus?
it's Jesus' autograph.
You know, they did. Is this a precursor to your own personal Jesus?
That's how Johnny Cash got the idea. He was listening.
Yeah.
I'm
He
sure
is
he
down
bought
in
a
Mexico
couple
at this point, right? So he's basically just having some guy named Jesus sign all the pictures for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically.
Yeah. It's not
Brinkley.
incorrect.
No, nobody would believe a Mexican Jesus. What? He's white. So you would have to.
No, the pictures were of Jesus also.
Black and white photography hides a lot of blemishes.
True, like Mexicanness. Brinkley added to his medical fortune.
Wow.
I did not say
On
that.
his spend about divorce. I can make that joke. He used Zara to urge patients to visit his new clinic and buy a variety of gimmicks. I don't like that I use that word, including the vials of colored water at a price of $6 for 100. So you can get 6 vials of the colored water to inject for only $100, which would be
a lot.
All right,
Are we checking that again?
Apparently we are not. Brinkley sold her Una to knock out the torture of colds and color buck, which scientifically impart the color and charm the gray hair.
Okay, that'd be about $2,300.
$2,300, and you get 3 vials of colored water that will knock out colds and turn your hair from gray. Now, he was rarely implanting real goat glands at this point. He had now substituted what he described as commercial glandular preparations. So now he is using
artificial
balls. Goat glands, yes, to inject. That makes no sense. He also performed numerous prostate operations and vasectomies.
Dude, I would not let this guy anywhere near my dick.
Oh, okay. It's a long road, but you're about to get a payoff from way earlier. He personalized the vasectomies with a squirt of murky chrome, which colored the urine.
Oh, now we brought the mercury into
I don't
it.
want you to repeat that, but I don't think I heard it all because I was laughing too hard.
He personalized the vasectomies with a squirt of murky or chrome. I don't know what that is. It's something which colored the urine. So it's like his Nike swoosh.
His signature.
Yeah, then he put his brand on the side of your fucking scrotum so that everybody knew he worked on it.
I don't know. Would you prefer the scrotum, or would you hide it a little bit more by the inside of one of the cheeks?
I don't know, man. Who knows?
I can sign your taint.
Wait, does it say Jesus?
It got a little. It's like an outline of Jesus with Brinkley in the middle of it.
And then it's got the fish along the shaft.
It's the original male tramp stamp. If you've got his brand, you know that you're good to go.
Like, oh, that's some good dick. You can tell by the. You can tell that's a professional dick. That's one of those upgraded ones. You can hear it. Wong, wong. You hear that? That's the sound of quality.
If it gets too close to the radio, it lights up.
I don't know. I didn't know vasectomies were popular at this point, but he also offered 3 levels of prostate softening.
Prostate softening.
Yeah, bro,
Wait,
get that prostate
hold on.
softened.
So first he makes it hard, and then he makes it soft. Is it a different color water?
Well, let's see. So there's 3 different levels, right? Ranging from
see.
ranging from the $100 regimen for poor people, or grossos, as we refer to them as, to the full works for $1,000. That's where you get your undercarriage real nice and shiny. It is estimated that he earned $12 million annually between 1933 and 1938.
This is in the heart of the Depression.
Yeah, bro,
Also-
he's killing it.
Is this
Stop
12
digging
million
people's
modern or
balls and
12
chrome
million
for high
at
end.
that time?
So it was called what softening?
Prostate softening. You
Prostate.
never ever heard of it?
No.
You know,
I
it
haven't
gets
either.
in there and pounds your prostate until it's nice and tenderized.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does it mean to have one's prostate softened?
Is this saying that there were calluses externally that?
Oh, what? Because like railroad workers or miners?
Yeah, they sweat too much and they wear terrible clothes and they don't stay clean, so it just builds up weird.
You can tell
calluses.
he's a real guitar player. Look at the calluses on his prostate.
Okay, if we're still estimating around 1935 right now, right?
This was between 1933 and 1938.
Okay, so 1935. In 1935, $12 million was
Would be
about
like 140.
$276,442,000.
So this may have been 12 million. I may have gotten that number.
You may have already done the inflation
Yeah.
calculations because that is a fuck ton of money.
It means your power button. Yeah.
I mean, so Jimi Hendrix played with his teeth. Maybe there was a precursor of Jimi Hendrix.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say, well, Jimi Hendrix had his prostate softened by Dr. Brinkley.
He was a blues player, so maybe he was sad for a reason.
Yeah, okay. Yes, we all know. But I don't.
In animals, we call it expressing the anal glands.
The 3 different levels is it gets more fingers.
And then he finishes it off with a nice squirt of that mercurial chrome.
Now you
Did I
even
say
poop my
2?
color.
Better make it 3.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Road trip.
I think so.
Let's see. Now, in the summer, he avoided the Del Rio heat by sailing his 372-foot yacht. While on board, he dressed as an admiral and carried a sword. How could you not carry a sword if you have a yacht? Anyway, well, he
Wait,
was.
is this what the voicemail was earlier before we started about something about the sword being?
No, that was about Count Dante from last week's episode.
Oh, okay. It's just an omen.
That's why you have to listen every week, or you won't know what the voicemails are about.
Oh,
Sometimes.
Okay.
That one time.
right.
By the way, he was an admiral in the Kansas Navy. Let's not forget that. So
You're
I
right.
think he it's not stolen valor or anything.
Was it like is Kansas on the Mississippi? Was it a river navy?
A river navy?
Well, maybe it was a Mississippi mud boat.
No, Kansas isn't even on the Mississippi.
Right.
Yeah.
But they got a navy. Navies can travel, not by water.
We already said they sailed the weeded seas.
I think it's along the same lines as the Kentucky Colonel.
Dude, there's like no water in Kansas.
They
Well,
got to be a
Kentucky-
lake.
A Kentucky Colonel makes sense if there's a lot of corn.
what if there's a water park? They got to have a Navy.
No, they don't.
The Brinkley mansion on the Rio Grande River had a large fountain and a neon sign of his name. However, his display of wealth, a lavish mansion, a dozen Cadillacs, private planes, yachts, exotic animals, got the attention of his adversaries and competitors.
Dude, I think he was making 12 million annually then.
Yeah. I think that may have been the 1935 price. I think he may have been making hundreds of millions. A cut rate competitor named James Middleton opened a clinic in Del Rio. The scoundrel. Things escalated quickly, and soon. By the way, when somebody puts dynamite caps on the window, it's gonna be beautiful.
As you do.
Yep. Things escalated quickly, and soon the two doctors were using rival gangs of thugs to hook prospective patients as they arrived at the train station. So you're on a train, you're coming there, you got like an interview or something. Get off the train, you got all these thugs like, yo, my man, you looking for goat nads? What you looking for? You want to?
It's Vegas back in the day with the little cards that they used to snap and hand you,
right?
The,
like
escorts,
or from Timothy Hall.
Would they actually nab you and put a sack over your head? And if you
basically
goat, you knew you were in the right place.
You either get these goat balls or we take your kidneys.
It's like being Shanghaied.
Yeah.
Because Shanghai is when they would knock people out and then put them on a boat to be part of a crew, and they wake up 3 or 4 days later like, well, you're here now and you got to work.
Yeah.
We may do a story about Shanghaiing. I guess this will be Shang natting. Things escalated. Yeah. So they when they arrived in China, then things got ugly.
Oh no.
Soon, men arrived in town who did not want vasectomies, but were being carried to Middlebrow or Brinkley for operations. Okay, so it is being Shanghai. Brinkley reached out to city leaders for help to stop Middlebrow, explaining how much business and prosperity it brought to the area. The city leaders gave him the cold shoulder. So Brinkley...
involuntary vasectomy.
Yes.
You wake up in a bathtub full of ice and it's like, hey, your dick doesn't work anymore.
We've all had those weekends.
Okay, has there been I understand that Penny Lane did a animated movie about this, but has there been a musical adaptation? Because I think Goats and the Scrooge to Benny and the Jets or something like that, Sharks, could go somewhere.
I'm on board.
There.
If you want to make a play,
we will perform in it.
Mad will do the music.
If you want me to have a Dr. Brinkley puppet, I'm listening.
I have not made a puppet yet. I'll talk to Snacks.
All right. It's not a bad idea. We could do a whole bunch of bits with Dr. Brinkley and his goat nads. Brinkley's seriously upset Dr. Morris Fishbin, a member of the board of the AMA, who would eventually become the editor of the Journal of American Medicine. So he's bullshit. Brinkley was elected and did not like those during the profession of medicine. Wait, what? Sorry, this guy was elected, right, and didn't care for Brinkley. He set out to completely ruin John Brinkley. He was publishing a medical journal at the time called Hygia. Hygia. Hygia.
Okay.
Sounds trustworthy. 2 separate issues titled Modern Medical Charlatans focused on John Brinkley. He described Brinkley as a complete quack, and he described Brinkley's career as, quote, filth and falsehood. Brinkley then sued Fishbin and the AMA for libel and $250,000 in damages. Brinkley drove to the first day of the trial in a fire red Cadillac that had his name stenciled all on the exterior. At night, Brinkley would take to the airwaves and broadcast commentary. Defense produced a deposition of Brinkley's old partners, Crawford, who is now serving time in Oklahoma for armed robbery. Glad he got his life turned around. Crawford broke down their fraudulent ways of the past for the court. When Brinkley testified, he appeared disinterested as he fidgeted with a gold toothpick in his mouth. This motherfucker in the witness stand, right, with his gold toothpick, like, oh, that's all bullshit. That's all talk.
It automatically lends you credibility.
Right? Yeah. You're really gonna win over the jury with your gold toothpick. After 2 days, the cross-examination came down to one important question about goat testicles. For 20 years, Brinkley had claimed that he had carefully grafted goat testicles into his human patients.
Let's cut one open and find out. Let's see how well he wired that shit up.
But Brinkley admitted on the stand that he had simply split the human testicle open, popped in a goat testicle, and then sewed up the incision. With that admission, the case died. Why? After 4 hours of deliberation,
so you get a necrotic goat testicle inside of your real testicle, which has been fucking like you spatchcocked it like a fucking chicken.
License plate balls, G balls.
You know, maybe it was just a scare tactic, you know, to get your balls working.
Wait, what?
Placebo effect.
Placebo effect.
I was going to bring that up earlier.
Oh, see? Great.
Well, now it's later.
Yeah.
And it still works because, yeah, it's a placebo. It makes you think you can get hard. You get hard. Because, like, who was it? Michel de Montaigne or Descartes? I think it may have been Descartes that talked about it's all mental, like 90% mental. He talks a lot about ED.
Yeah. If you think, therefore you.
No, it wasn't Descartes. Damn it.
If you think, therefore you erect.
I suppose people should be happy that he wasn't actually really wiring them up, because some of those poor bastards probably would have gone insane with rage from the extra testosterone.
You don't know that.
You don't. That's not how
it worked.
Yeah. By the way, he was wiring them up at one point. What the fuck are you talking about,
Dr. Imp? Let me see your credentials.
Right?
Which fucking radio college did you go to?
Put your dick up to the
medicine.
Put your dick up to the mic and let's see if we can hear it go wong wong. Sorry, I'm just picturing him bending over his mic like, listen, here.
I'm just picturing him writing all our names on a mirror with lipstick.
I'll wong you between whatever that means. Wait, here we go. All right, yeah. So he lost. John Brinkley lost, and his reputation was in tatters. He was labeled a quack legally. So legally, he is now a quack. The decision prompted 3 million Americans to I guess sue him or whatever. Also, his move to Little Rock had gone horribly. He was forced to lay off much of his staff and reduce the salaries of those who stayed. The clinic was in dire straits, and he could not afford to return to Del Rio. And the IRS was now investigating him for non-payments. He did what any man would do. He moved to Kansas City and opened an aircraft school.
An air...
Yes?
Dude, just fucking... Oh my god!
Did he learn how to fly from the radio?
He claimed that mechanics who enrolled could not be drafted. He did that to improve his enrollment. So we're like World War II getting close, right? So he's like, if you don't want to get drafted, come enroll in my school. This was completely false. Even with such guarantees, the school went nowhere. Then the U.S. and Mexico reached an agreement on allocating radio bandwidth and shut down Zara. By that time, so many other border stations had popped up mimicking Brinkley's station. Brinkley was forced to file for bankruptcy in 1941. 3 months later, he offered his creditors 6 horses, 90 heads of cattle, 40 goats, and other questionable assets. In July, the Mexican government seized his radio station on the grounds that Brinkley had broadcast programs sympathetic to the Nazis. See, earlier you were like, that Jew joke. I told you to come back around. Indeed, Brinkley had come to admire Hitler and even decorated the tiles around his pool with swastikas.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
This dude picks him, doesn't he? He's like, right. I know who the real winners are.
Fuck that Mussolini motherfucker.
Mussolini and shit. He's a fucking poser.
Right? Oh man, you think he ever thought about, I bet I could help Hitler with his problem.
No.
Maybe. What a single testicle.
Hitler.
Yeah,
I've
like
got
what if I
some
gave him a
grade
couple?
A top bull goats here that could really help you out.
You can chase all the juice out of your country with the wom coming from that big dick I give you.
No.
Yeah, instead of big
Rap
dick, it's
didn't
wah
exist
wah.
back then.
Oh, I was gonna say that wah wah energy.
In August, after 3 heart attacks, he had a leg amputated due to a blood clot while in Kansas City. When he was operating at the hospital, he was served. When he was being operated on at the hospital, he was served with a 15-count mail fraud indictment.
It
So
would
now
have
he's
been
getting
hilarious
mail
if
fraud
they
on him.
grafted onto his leg a
Wait.
goat leg after
So
they
this
took
is-
his.
This is mail fraud after he owned and bought. Is this related to the post office that he bought out or owned?
No, I think it's related to he was giving medical advice to people that had to mail him
the
money and all the other
$2.
shit. Yeah.
Okay.
He died penniless in his sleep in San Antonio of heart failure before he saw trial. A former patient who wished to remain anonymous, I don't know why, wrote to a local paper that, quote, I knew he was bilking me the whole time, but I liked him anyway.
Really?
So, yeah. So the guy's like, I never believed that these goat testicles would, make me hard again. But he was a nice guy. So I was like, sure, you can cut open my ball sack and put things in it that aren't supposed to be there.
We was just kids, Mox.
Buried in Memphis, Brinkley left behind 3 daughters by his first wife, Sally, and 1 son by his second wife, Millie. Brinkley is still visible to passing motorists in a stone fence facing North Carolina Route 107. And that is the story of John Brinkley.
Wow.
Dr. John Brinkley.
Oh, you're right. Doctor. My apologies.
The huevos on that guy.
Goat sized.
I was thinking though, if we did get a puppet and we did promote things, I mean, the Brinkley puppet really could promote bull balls because he knows a lot about balls, right?
Oh, there's a tie in there.
Yeah.
If only that joke with all the others wasn't right into the ground.
Well, I mean, it's better than a rubber band in.
The rubber band man?
Well, I was
man.
talking
All right.
rubber band on the balls. Anyway,
Well, we did great again, dude, getting to this 2-hour limit. I can't believe we were able to get that whole thing in. What did you guys think? Brahma, we'll start with you. Final thoughts?
Interesting story. I enjoyed that one. That's the funnest one we've had, I think.
Yeah, that was the one that Quarter Black Garrett was supposed to be here for, but he's an asshole.
We did talk about that last Wednesday.
I messaged him multiple times. Imp?
Maybe you should ask me to message him.
Well, maybe next week if I decide to allow him back in my good graces.
Greg.
Considering some of the things our species has done over the years, I'm surprised we're still on this planet.
We shouldn't.
survival of the fittest is not.
Of the luckiest. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we may be physically fit, but we're sure as hell not mentally fit.
Yeah, I don't believe in survival of the fittest at this point. Have you seen Twitter?
Right? I think more people need goat glands.
Sorry, you were asking the room what they thought. I'll try to back up and let you go around and do the survey.
Imp, what did you say? Oh, people shouldn't be alive. I hate everyone. Blah, my soul is darkness. Okay.
Yeah, sure, that's what I said.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, the Dr. Lily was a good one too.
Yeah.
By Sheep Molly. Slender?
I mean, I'm just gonna echo what Imp said, and also I kind of want to glow in the dark penis now.
Right? The whole time I'm like, man.
Like, there's got to be like a tattoo ink you can do that with, right? Like,
oh shit.
I wouldn't be
Possible.
surprised if they make glow in the dark condoms.
Do they have glow in the dark?
no,
Yeah,
I
they
don't want to glow
definitely
in the
have
dark
those.
condom. I want to glow in the dark penis.
Well,
Do they have glow in the dark tattoo ink though?
I think they do. Blacklight. Oh, you can get blacklight reactive
Oh
tattoo.
shit,
But wouldn't
man.
it be all kind of weird. I mean, like,
Well, yeah, you're probably
you're
gonna have
sitting
to trip
there
on
doing your
mushrooms.
thing, and it's kind of like when you put a flashlight up to your thumb and you can see the light coming through the skin.
Yeah. Like, so
You can't see that
agree
from
with him.
behind. Go on.
Emeritus, he's talking about, the condom route, which is, maybe the condom isn't reusable, but maybe your dick would be. But if you do these other things, I don't think it would be reusable.
Well, if it's tattooed ink, it should last for a little bit, right? Because you can get a tattoo on your dick.
Fair enough.
So you would get like by Brinkley.
I was going to say that was
Brinkley.
Brinkley's, side hustle that he never got around to doing, tattoos. So you could tattoo his name along the side of your dick after you cut up in your sack.
Honestly,
it was probably next on his list. He probably just had a list of things.
he's not that far removed from some of the medical experts on TikTok present day.
Mm.
Will you
I like
monetize me? Speaking of humming dicks, Punk, thank you so much for being here. What were your final thoughts?
Well, it was a roundabout good time. Had fun.
Yeah, you
rolling
came
with
in
my
cold.
homies.
You had no idea what to expect.
Well, I've met all of you. So, and after 2 years, you invited me back, and even though
Man,
this
he's
one,
really holding on to that shit.
well, I hope that we had fun. I hope I didn't overstay my welcome or interrupt you too much. But no, it was a very interesting story, and I appreciate the depths and however this phrasing came to be. Is
You appreciated the depth. Yeah. Those added gold inches.
Yeah. Whatever inkling of an idea that was injected into this whole process, I appreciate it.
I do find it funny that he's still worried about interrupting. Like, the whole point is to interrupt him.
I'm always playing a character. Anyway.
Interrupt more.
No, sorry.
So if anybody out there has any thoughts, comments, has this been going the whole time?
Yes, it has.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You fuckers,
And you
man.
just took it down and put it back up
Well,
when
because-
you started talking.
You know what? We're ending it here. I don't have anything to say. Fuck off, everybody.
Yes, you do. Say things. You've got things to say.
We'll see you next week where we'll be doing another story, and I will not be reading it because it's too much pressure.
Say hello to my wife. I'll say goodbye to
Hello.
yours. If
You're not being beamed up?
be savory.
You're being beamed down.
Beam down.
If you can't be savory
Be salacious.
or delicious, if you're not grabbing noses, grabbing buttholes. Alrighty.
I'll just add this between the Dolphin and Red Green show. If a woman doesn't find you handsome, she should find you handy, and I guess that applies to both now.
Wait, me?
Machiavelli production.
Listen now, Mr. Kansas Law Dog. Law don't go around here. Savvy? Yeah. Yeah, that's real good, Law Dog, because law just don't go around here.
They keep on calling me, want me to put it down. Oh, baby, run to me, don't go from smile to frown. Hey, law dog, law don't go around here. And I say, hey, law doggy, law don't go around here. You're no daisy at all. And I say, hey, law doggy, law don't go around here. You're no daisy at all.
I want you to know it's over.